Well, thanks for joining us today. We're going to move on now to the final segment of the show, which is the bourbon. We're going to bring Eric, the founder, on.
Eric.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
What do we have here?
So we're drinking Belle Meade Bourbon, and I felt like, how is this related to you? So, Savvy Coders started in Nashville.
Yeah, Belle Meade.
Belle Meade.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Nelson's Green Briar Bourbon. So yeah,
Cool.
and something sort of that people don't really may not know is most of the whiskey that comes out of Tennessee is labeled as Tennessee whiskey, right? All of that qualifies as bourbon, but it's only labeled as Tennessee whiskey, except for Belle Meade.
Really?
I think. But Belle Meade is labeled as bourbon and not as Tennessee whiskey. And there's mostly the Tennessee whiskey is a marketing thing. Obviously, the big one, Jack Daniel's biggest whiskey or distiller in the world, basically. But yeah, it's all bourbon, but this is labeled as bourbon versus Tennessee whiskey is.
And is it actually is the distillery in Belle Meade?
It's in Nashville.
Okay, very cool. I did not know that. Yep. So that's neat. I've actually been to Belle Meade. It's a very very picturesque, affluent kind of neighborhood that you wouldn't even know was there unless you kind of. It sits, I think, on the western edge of Nashville. Yeah,
I've never been.
It's actually beautiful.
Been down there, so.
Yeah, cool. Well, thanks for doing the research, man. That's great.
And I noticed this one is, again, a little bit weaker than last week, so I'm glad we came back on the other side of that trend. So
I could have brought the cast strength in.
Yes,
but it was
fair enough.
If you want to hear more bourbon stories, check out these videos. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It would mean the world to us. You can also find us on social. We are at Bourbon Fridays on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. See you next time.